And a very good morning to you. It's Thursday the 29th of August 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina in Lincolnshire after some terrible news last night. A very dear friend of mine and a friend of many, many others, the lovely non-Irish Mary from Ireland, Mary Warren, passed away after a long battle with cancer. I did do a little video last night as soon as I found out the news. Her son, Michael, lovely chap he is, messaged me privately last night, and I said, I don't know if you saw the post, but I posted up earlier, and I had a look, and there was the sad news. And such a wonderful woman. A lot of you will have met her. A lot of you would have just heard of her. And such a wonderful character as a person, always up for a laugh. She never really became angry or upset sort of by the cancer, perhaps only privately. She would laugh and joke in its face. And what a total and utter inspiration for us all. If you've got something terrible like that, instead of some people, I mean, you all deal with it like as you do, really. You know, we can't all do that, but I mean, if you can possibly sit there and laugh and joke about it and hang on in there for as long as possible, which she just did. Such a wonderful lady. And I shall terribly miss her. She was only in the pub a couple of weeks ago, sung with me, I think, you know, that You're the One That I Want, that Grease Mega Mix thing. Other song she did was Tequila, so I'll have to have a really good look for one of those now. But the last song she sung was a couple of weeks ago. Perhaps you remember and want to make a comment there about how you remember her. In fact, yeah, you know, anything you want to put there, please feel free to comment, and we'll do that there. So greatly missed by many of us, the lovely Mary, who passed away just a few hours ago, actually, sort of early yesterday morning it was. All right, that's the sad news of the day. Let's just read who's with us this morning. Okay, good morning to Chris Manzar. He got the first message of the day in. Good morning to you, Chris. Diane Jebb in the house. I'm very pleased to announce that Diane has now received her fridge magnet. I'm very pleased to hear that, Diane. Morning to Adrian Richardson, who's good moaning to everyone, as usual. Adrian moaning, are you moaning? Morning to Heidi. Morning, Heidi. Roy Brownlow in the house. Rachel Wheatland. Morning, Rachel. Tommy Flynn. Good morning to Tommy. Sam Massitelli. That's a great name. Good morning, Sam. Morning, Sam. Ronnie's there, speaking from isolation in hospital. He's coming along okay, Ronnie, but he had a little bit of bad news yesterday in that he's got to stay in there at least until we think Monday next week. He's in hospital at the moment. Recently had some terrible lung problems, but it looks like he might have pulled around from the blood infection. That's not in his blood anymore, so good news there. Okay, morning to Shania. Good morning, Shania. Peter Lake. Did you have a nice bank holiday weekend? Not too bad, Peter, not too bad. Something else has occurred, which I'm not particularly happy about, but I can't really talk about it at the moment. Nothing to do with work or relationships or anything like that. I don't really want to talk about it yet. I've got to see how it plays out, okay? So good morning to you. I'm loving the Union Jacks there. Loving the Union Jacks, the Union flags that you're showing up there. Thank you very much. Good morning to Clarissa. Colin in the house. Good morning, Colin. All right. Ian Days. Good morning, Ian Days. Welcome to you. And LaBelle is there. I am her emerald-eyed crisps of love this morning. Good morning, LaBelle. Shania says, I met Mary at the United Kingdom Talk anniversary meetup. Yes, that was a few years ago now, wasn't it? About, was it 3 years now? I think it's 3 years. About 3 years ago, we had some people arranged a United Kingdom Talk anniversary. Wendy arranged it. I think it was Wendy arranged it, and she got in contact with a few people, and they all turned up at one of the pubs. And Shania, of course, met Mary there. Morning to Kate Doody. Good morning to you, Kate. And Gabrielle says on the subject of Mary, she was totally a warrior. Rest in peace. Oh yes, Gabrielle. Yes, last time, as soon as she heard the news, she immediately arranged. This was Mary down to a T. She originally, she almost immediately arranged a Christmas, I think, which was around September, October, which they had and invited people round. I didn't go to it, but she invited people round to have this Christmas because she didn't think she'd make the next Christmas. So they had that Christmas, then they had the next Christmas, and then she had another birthday a few weeks ago. So she really hung on in there. They thought she was going to be gone about a year ago. Absolutely fantastic. She was often in an awful lot of pain. And I used to ring her sort of sometimes on the way to work or sometimes on the way coming home from work. At sort of 12:30 at night, she'd be sitting there and she'd do all the talking. I know you'll find that hard to believe, but Mary would totally do all the talking. And I'd just listen, and then she might say, yeah, she said, oh, I'm sorry I couldn't get down to the pub or answer the phone. Often she didn't answer the phone, you see. Why? Because she was in hospital or asleep. One of the two. You know, once someone is very ill like that, you've got to cut them a bit of slack. You know, if they say they're going to be somewhere and they don't turn up, that's fine. That's fine. There's going to be some sort of reason for it. It's not like they're letting you down. And she knew I felt like that. I think she said to me, she said to someone that she was coming down the pub one particular week, and she didn't make it. And someone said, oh, did you tell Chris? And she said to him, well, Chris would just understand. Absolutely. You know, when someone's ill like that, they can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. I never quite understand people in hospital. I mean, I don't know if this happens to her, but people who are dying in hospital, you know, and perhaps have 1 or 2 days left or a couple of weeks left, you know, and you take them in a bit of food or something like that, and the nurse comes running over, oh, mustn't have anything to eat. Why not? Could be dead in a few days. What difference is that going to make? I really believe that, you know, once someone's on their way like that, they should be able to do anything they like. Good morning to Michael Lawrence. Good morning, Michael. All right, John Aitken in the house. Morning, John Aitken. Oh, it was 4 years ago, was it, Shania? Good God. Good God, I'm surprised you were even allowed in a pub, dear. Oh, Shania. Was it the year afterwards we had all that trouble in there? Do you remember that? Oh, God. Again, I can give you an example of Mary assisting in times of trouble. That would have been in the Spread Eagle. That's where I met Mary, a pub called the Spread Eagle in Camden Town. And I think we'd been doing it for a couple of weeks, and on the third week, second or third week, I'm doing the disco. Now, the Spread Eagle was a small pub. I had very, very little room. Literally, the speakers were on chairs next to me. But, you know, a job's a job. You know, if you can do the job, you go and do the job, take the money, however it is. And there was a rowdy bunch of lads in there. Not nasty, not aggressive, just rowdy and a bit pissed up. You know the sort, right? Okay. And they were getting a bit closer and closer to me. And I'm thinking, oh, God, what am I going to do now? You know, they weren't like picking up things and throwing them at each other. It was just rowdy, you know, a lad's night out. And Mary, as they got closer and closer, she was looking at me and watching what was going on. And she then come and stood in She came and stood in front of me and all the equipment with her arms outstretched like that, so that and every time someone come a bit close, she just pushed them with an arm. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And then about a year ago, when she started having the latest round of radio therapy type thing, of course, she lost all her hair, and she had a selection of different wigs she'd put on her head. And she'd come into the pub, and I'd be on the stage with my microphone. You know what my mouth's like on the microphone. It's a bit acid, but it's acid to entertain. Nothing I ever say on the microphone is meant to be said, you know, to hurt someone or anything like that. And she knew this as well. And she'd come in sometimes with a particular wig on. I said, and how are we liking Mary's new look tonight? This is the latest look from Mary. This is the Scottish Terrier look. And she'd have this grey wig on with like a centre parting, which to me just looked like a Scottish Terrier. It was fantastic. And she had a selection of these different wigs. I can't remember what else she said. And, you know, you should do anything to make someone laugh. You really should. Often, you'll get you'll go to make someone laugh, right? And they're in on the joke, and you're in on the joke, and someone around them isn't in on the joke and feels the need to say something. Ignore them. You're making that person who you want to feel happy. The fact that the one over there has nothing to do with anything is offended, ignore them. Make sure you make that person laugh. Laughter is the best form of medicine. I will always say that, okay? Scrolling back there just a moment. Tommy says, I met Mary on many occasions. The time that sticks out is when I popped into Central Station a few weeks after Mum passed away. On my arrival, she made a beeline to me and ushered me outside for a cigarette. And she carried on smoking to the end. She did. And said the most beautiful words of comfort to me. Truly beautiful and inspirational lady. So a lovely thing there from Tommy. Colin says 9 members of my family have died of cancer. A vicious, painful disease. Rest in peace, Mary. And that's from Colin. Clarissa says a true inspiration to us all. There's Chris, that's DJ Chris Cross just appearing there. Mary was so courageous and so strong. She was a lovely lady and really loved everyone. And we will really miss her very much. Clarissa says, scares the hell out of me as my partner has just gone into remission for the second time. They found 5 different places. Thank you, Rachel. Ian Days says, R.I.P. Mary. Such a horrible disease. Shania, I was nearly 19 the first time I met you. That's as in me. And Mary, of course, 4 years ago. The year was when the trouble was when Callum came and was younger than me and wanted to get involved to stop the fighting. We told him to leave. Did he really? Your little brother. Little boys are like that. Yeah, I think there was something to do with my sister. I can't remember it. This is years ago. And my older nephew, who would have been young at the time, wanted to step in, and he was a bit drunk and break up a fight. Bless him. Thank you, Rachel. She was an amazing lady. She absolutely was. George Ramsey's with us this morning. George is in Benidorm. I think he met Mary, if I'm right in saying so. And George says, morning, Chris. I'm speechless with the news of Mary. My thoughts are with Mikey and the girls. I was staying with Mary at Albert's with Mary in Camden when she got diagnosed. Oh, I don't remember. Sorry, George. I do beg your pardon. Yes, she promptly phoned her hairdresser and got her head shaved. It's not going to beat me. What a gorgeous lady. I remember the spread well. I was their chef at the time. R.I.P. girl. Rest in peace, girl. Yeah. Yeah, that's how she attacked things. I mean, she found something out and immediately took action. Fantastic. Thank you, Kate. Bless her. She sounded like an incredible lady. Ray Reynolds is here. Good morning, Ray. Who says, hi, Chris. God bless Mary. Johnny and I went to her birthday party. It was just a month ago, yes. Yeah, she made that other birthday. I think she really wanted that birthday to happen, didn't she? She absolutely does. Good morning, Trevor Campbell. Morning. Who says, absolutely a true inspiration to everyone who knew Mary. R.I.P. Fly high. Thank you. Joseph from Donald. Good morning, Joseph. So sorry to hear about Mary. My thoughts go out to her family and friends. She's got a lovely family. Lovely family. Michael Lawrence, R.I.P. Mary, what a strong woman and a funny lady. And Heidi sounds like an amazing woman, a fighter until the end. Heidi is Tiffany in Norway. Good morning. I beg your pardon, Heidi. I've got 2 Heidis now. That's going to get confusing. I must keep an eye on your surnames. So good morning to you, Tiffany, who's watching from Norway this morning. All right. Anything else you want to put there? Anyone who sort of joins us a little bit later, please feel free. We'll do the raffle as we do normally, giving out raffle tickets. I think we'll do that now, if that's all right with you. We'll do the raffle tickets now, and then we'll do some more stuff. I'm just waiting for I think my nephew will be coming around a little bit later to continue putting our shed up. He did pop round yesterday, my nephew, and we made a start on, he made a start on the shed. He brought a great niece Evie along as well, and I kind of tried to keep Evie entertained while he was doing the shed, putting screws together and bits of metal. So we've done the base bit. Is like cut up some wood and put it down on the ground, and then he's kind of made this square metal frame bit that goes on the bottom. But the rest of it, it says in the instructions, don't start this unless you can finish it, because the metal's all a bit flimsy and it all has to go up and be held together, and it's a two-man job. Well, I mean, I'm one of the men, so we're not really holding up much hope for that, really, to be honest. But that's how it is. Okay, so the raffle is on Saturday this week. This raffle will be on Saturday morning. That's for a fridge magnet. If you want to be in the chance of winning a fridge magnet with the United Kingdom Talk logo, and maybe a photo as well, if you want, I don't mind sticking a photo in there, then all you've got to do is now ask for a raffle ticket. You can have one, only one. Don't get caught cheating and asking one by email and one by text message and one by live show, because I'll get ever so upset and I'll take all your other tickets out and you won't be allowed to join in the game. So if you want a ticket now, please ask for tickets. Okay, just going back there, John says my eldest sister is having chemotherapy now in Australia. We lost another sister 2 years ago. I don't even like to say the word, John, to be honest. That C word, I don't even like to say the word, mate. All right, let's do the raffle tickets. Michael Lawrence, you have ticket number, where are we now? You have ticket number 328. 328. I think it might have been you, Clarissa, that lost the connection there, darling. I've got no red light showing on here. Michael Lawrence, 328. Thank you, as always, those of you that sent in an email for tickets. They were all done last night, I think. So they're all done. If you're watching a recording of the show, then you can always ask by email for a ticket, okay? LaBelle, all right, LaBelle, ticket number 329. Shania, ticket number 330. Shania's already actually won 2 fridge magnets. Well, not her. One was hers and one was her dad's. Just because you've won one doesn't mean you might want to win another one and give it to someone. That's fine, okay? You can just keep entering as many times as you want, all right? But remember, only 1 ticket per show. There's Shania's 330. Right, 330 for Shania. Ian Days. Okay. Ian, I can't remember. Are you in New Zealand? I can't remember where you are, Ian. Whereabouts are you now? Can't remember. 331 for Ian Days. John Aitkins got 332. There you go. 332 for you, John. Sorry. Good morning to young Ben. Who's in Barcelona. Good morning, Ben. Do you live in Barcelona now, my darling? You seem to have been over there a long time. Is that or a very, very long holiday, dear? But are you one of those pensioners now, Ben? Are you getting near pensioner? Because some pensioners... Oh, no, that would only be in the winter, wasn't it? Sorry, that would be in the winter. Some pensioners, they actually move to Spain for the winter. Seriously. Because all the hotels and that, they become dirt cheap in the winter months. Obviously, you don't get the summer, the really hot weather there, but it never gets as cold as it gets here in the UK, or very rarely in Spain. And that's true. A lot of pensioners go aboard for the whole of the winter, and it only costs them about £1,000 for all that time. Brilliant, isn't it? But that's not you. You're not quite old enough yet, Ben. And when you are that old, I won't fancy you anymore, so you can look forward to that. All right, Ben. Clarissa, thank you, Clarissa. Clarissa Angeloni. Lovely lady. Tommy Flynn. Have you heard from James, by the way, Clarissa? How's he doing with his new charity job he does now, doesn't he? Not for charity. He does a job for a charity company, doesn't he? 334 for you. Okay, who was that? Tommy Flynn. Rachel, thank you, Rachel. Rachel says the connection's fine there. Ian's in Braintree in Essex. Yes, I remember now. Oh, you do live there, Ben. Oh, that's great. What job do you do? Are you working, Ben? I don't know what you'd be doing there. Chris Cross, Chris, DJ Chris, ticket number 335. Okay. I thought you might be living over there. Is it? Do you prefer living over there? What's the advantages to living in Spain, apart from the weather? To living in the UK, is it food wise or people or cleanness? I like cleanness. I like cleanness and respectful people. You go to Rome, Right, Italy, everyone's quite respectful there. When you go out at night, everyone's drinking, like standing on bridges and that in Rome, but there's never any trouble. And in the morning, it's not like there's loads of rubbish here. People in the UK are so disrespectful, some of them. Most of them from the cities. I think you find as you come out of the cities, people are more respectful. It's people like in London, Birmingham, you know, the big cities and places like that. Rubbish all everywhere. Oh, it's awful, awful. Clarissa, he's doing really well. Him and John. Oh, they're doing a Matty. Oh, they're doing live podcasts. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. He's got people there. He prefers the people in Spain. Perhaps there's a little room for me to share. Is there, Ben? Is there a little room in your house for me to share? There's somewhere I could set up a little studio, a couple of microphones, a few lights and that sort of thing. Come and do my show out there. Is Barcelona near Benidorm? I mean, I don't know the geography. I'm very bad at geography. Is Barcelona actually near Benidorm? Because I've got a friend in Benidorm as well. I don't know if he's still with us, George. And at some point, because it's so close, isn't it, really? Can you do it by train? Can you go, how long would that take to go to Spain by train? Is that like excessively long? I wonder if it is. I don't know how that works. Good morning, Adam the plumber. Morning, Adam. Welcome to our little show there. He's been doing it a couple of months. Oh, good. Because I knew he'd miss that, doing some sort of radio stuff and business like that, wouldn't he? You know, once you've been doing... I'd really miss this. If I couldn't do this anymore, I'd really, really miss it. Don't forget, gang, if you're watching a recording of the show, you can ask for your ticket by email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.uk. Often, I would like to say hello to a few people who ask by email usually. Matt Martins and Matthew sometimes asked by email. Good morning, Michael Pullman. We're doing the tickets now, Michael, all right? Come anytime. No, it's south. Oh, is it? Okay, I think you spelt the word come wrong there, Ben. All right, darling. Number 3. Shocking. Absolutely shocking at this time of the morning. Thank you, Ben. Michael Pullman, number 336 for you. Michael sometimes asks by email as well, don't you, Michael? Thank you. Ray Reynolds just writing there. I'm sorry to hear the news. God bless Mary. Oh, I've read that already, Ray. Read that already. So, do you know, sometimes you send a message twice, Ray. I don't think you listen properly, do you? You're not paying full attention to the show, dear. Your name will be taken, you know. Your name will be taken. How's Ronnie doing, says Ian? Better. He's doing better, actually. He is doing better. Thank you, Heidi. Heidi, there she is. Yeah, I remember you, Heidi, darling. She said, oh, Heidi Young, didn't I do you one, Heidi? Did I not just do you one? I'm sure I did you one. Hang on a minute, let me scroll up. No, I didn't, did I? No, I read a message from you. Heidi wants a ticket, so 337. Sorry, I'm getting confused because there's two Heidis on here. Heidi Young, that one, Heidi Young. I'm not sure if you read my private message from Chapel Hill Marina. 2 Facebook pages. She sells online, was signed in as Tiffany Sharp. Yes, when I discovered you, my real name is Heidi. I'm on my jollies in Norway. Yeah, we read this. Drove through 6 beautiful countries to get there. Hope they're keeping on top of those bins while I'm away. Yeah, they actually, all the green bins, I was surprised. I took a load of rubbish round yesterday to the bins. The lady I'm talking to, she's on the marina as well. But can I tell you something, Heidi? I'm going to have to quieten you know some of these caravans, they've got dreadful walls, dear. The caravan next to me has just changed hands, right? This is clearly my problem and not theirs. It's a young family. Oh, the noise. I can't tell you. That's all I want to say about it. It's not their fault. They're a young family. Young family with children. I understand that. Make a lot of noise. The trouble is, I sleep for 2 hours in the afternoon. All I'm saying is I couldn't sleep yesterday. I might have to move. I might actually have to move. Don't know yet. I'm just seeing how it plays out. I don't know what to do, really. I really, really like peace and quiet. Most of you that know me will be really surprised at that. I can't stand noise. Can't stand noise. Unless I'm at work, you know, once that's finished, in the car, dead quiet. And unfortunately, I've got some a young family move next door. My brother-in-law says it will probably work out, because of course the schools go back next week. It will probably work out that they're not here in the week, and I'm not here at the weekend, so it may well work out fine. But certainly today, I'm sure you know what I mean, Heidi. All right. Remember, I really want to stress the fact it's not their fault. It's my problem that I like quiet, and I've had dead quiet here for a year, and now I've got a young family, moved next door, who want to have a good time. I get that and all that, but one of those things, isn't it? Who's that? Can I have a ticket? Oh, it's Maureen, isn't it? I beg your pardon. Sorry, Maureen. Maureen number 338. Anyone else ever had that problem, by the way? Maureen number 338. You know, I'm not one of those old people. Oh, the moan, you know, because there's noise from... I understand that. I was a child once. We were all children once. The thing is, in a caravan, the walls are paper thin. They really are. That's why I had trouble... That's Maureen's, okay. That's why I had trouble... So I had trouble getting the heating right, because the walls... There's not much insulation at all. Just how it is, you know. It's just how it is. Thank you. Clarissa, tell Ronnie to hurry up and get his arse out of hospital. I'd love to meet him when I come to London. Would you? He'll probably start selling tickets, Clarissa. I think he's disappeared now. Good morning to Adrian Richardson. Morning, Adrian. I hope you got your reply email from yesterday's show there. 339. 339. Adrian Richardson. We're doing the raffle early today, aren't we? There we are. 339 through you, Adrian. Okay, 339. We're a little bit of a corner to cut off there. LaBelle, even if I don't win, I want to see the bin filled with tickets. Does that excite you, does it? LaBelle. Yeah. Oh, it's not just that, Heidi. They're running around the bloody caravan, dear. And there's something with wheels and on the floor. Oh, God, the noise. Right, seriously, I told my sister. Of course, she starts laughing, doesn't she? I said, "Well, don't laugh, Sharon." I said, "Don't laugh. I may well go. I will not be able to. What's the word? I won't be able to have that. I just can't stand it. I've ordered some earplugs for when I sleep. I've ordered some earplugs. The good thing is there's no noise at night, so that's a good thing. But I think my brother-in-law was saying you may find it's just for a couple of days, and then next week the kids will be back at school, so they won't be here. There's one girl who was running around all over the place yesterday, and again, please, you know, I get it. I do get it. It's my problem. I just like a little bit of peace and quiet. And for a whole year, it's been so dead quiet here. So dead quiet. Can you hear me all right? I'm wondering if you can actually hear me. I'm just talking away to myself here. Good morning to Gary Butler. Morning, Gary. There's my nephew coming round to finish my shed off later. A little bit later. I'm quite early today, actually, Gary. Right, 340, Gary. I'm quite early today, so I'll be ready about 10:15, actually. 10:30, probably. All right. Let's have a look there. Heidi, yeah. Heidi had a problem with people opposite her, but thankfully they went. Try and hold offers. Nephew said school's due back. They don't have to be there at weekends, and hopefully not everyone will just be school holidays. Fingers crossed, not all of them. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. You see, I wouldn't want to go and say, oh, you've got to keep quiet. No, they are children. They run about. I get it. It's my problem. You know. And that's just how it is. I hope it plays out all right, because you know I'm up here all the time. I'm up here every week, right through the winter. During the winter, there's very few of us here. You know. Do you get through? Are you up here in the winter at all, Heidi? Don't know. It'd be like, you know, if you win it'd be good if you win a raffle ticket. I won't have to pay for a stamp. I'll just pin it on that board. You know, the board. There's about 4 or 5 caravans for sale on here now at the moment. I think D4 799.50. I'm sure there was one on there for less than £8,000 up here. Yeah. Let's have a look. You see, I wouldn't want to upset anyone. I really wouldn't want to upset anyone. Really wouldn't. You know, because that's just how it is. It was just a sudden change, and it happened about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. I thought, what's all that noise? Oh no. I thought, no, don't want noise. Rachel says, can't beat a bit of peace and quiet and listening to sounds of rain. Now, you say that, yeah, you say that sounds of rain, Rachel. Funnily enough, I have I've got an app on my phone which plays rain sounds and sea sounds, and like you can choose what rain you've got. You can have rain coming off a gutter, dripping in a puddle, thunder and thunder noises, and all that sort of thing. And when I've not been able to sleep, I've put that on. The trouble is, as I get more and more sleepy, it sounds louder and louder, and you have to keep opening your eyes to turn the damn thing down again. All right. Heidi says, don't move, as you said, you're there in the week. So, no, I hope so, Heidi. I'll see you next week, won't I? We'll soon see next week, all right? Ian, hopefully the novelty will wear off. Yes, there is that as well, of course, yeah. Yeah. Remember, I bought this for a purpose, to be nearer my sister and her little family, although half of that's pissed off to Cyprus. Funnily enough, I was looking at property last night. I popped around my brother-in-law's, my sister and brother-in-law's last night. I was looking at property, a right move. And I always look at right move. Wherever I go in the country, I fire up right move and see what you can get for what. And there's some really nice places round here now. And they seem to have dropped in price. 150, 140, we saw 140, some beautiful places with big gardens backing onto fields, which is kind of the position I've got there. I've got such a good position here, the field up this side. Actually, this room I'm in here, you can't hear much. Now, my bedroom just happens to be next to their patio, right? And if someone's in the patio talking and I'm in bed, it's as loud as I'm talking to you. There is no sound insulation at all. However, in this room, it's reasonably quiet. The thing is, this room is very small. I mean, really, really small. If I laid down like that, that would be the width. Oh, sorry. That's how small it is. And I don't think, no, with that cut, I wouldn't even get the double bed in here. This room is really small. Brother-in-law says you could always move this wall here back and then move everything across. But it's just, that'd be a lot of work, wouldn't it? And a lot of, I hate hassle. I just want to move somewhere and that's it. But there's some really nice properties. But that would be another step altogether. To buy a house, I'd have to sell mine, you know, or rent it out. I'd have to rent or sell my house down in Bracknell in Berkshire. And let me tell you, the price differences between the houses down south and the houses up north are quite substantial. They really are, the price difference. And I'd have a load of cash left over. I'd have to buy a Land Rover, dear. One of those nice Defenders. But you see, the thing is, my work is down in London while I'm still enjoying doing it. My work's down there, and my best friend's down there as well. Ronny, you see. And he's a pain in the arse at times, but I honestly don't know what I'd do without him. I'll be honest with you. You know, there are times when, you know, the best friend is the one you talk to, isn't it? If you can get hold of him on the phone, that is. Just a minute now. Spell. Oh, don't worry about spelling, Rachel, for Christ's sake. Good morning to Mark Gording. Morning to Mark. All right. There you are. Heidi says. Heidi Oliver's saying hello to you, Shaun. There we are. Look, 2 Heidis this morning. How unusual is that? Do you remember that black and white children's programme, Heidi? Do you remember that? Wouldn't there like cowbells and things like that in it, and sheep or cows? Heidi. Possibly a Swedish or Norway children's. But anyone remember Heidi on the telly? Yeah. Oh, so Heidi's there all year round as well. Unless I'm away with family live in the village. What, Tattershall? Do they live in Tattershall? It's nice there. I've had a few neighbours always anticipating what they are like. All been great but one. Well, they bought that caravan next door for just £3,000. Had I have known it for sale, I would have bought that. And you know, even double ground rent here is cheaper than paying, but probably For 3 lots of ground rent here, you'd get into a haven, really. The ground rent is so cheap here, 1,400 a year. You know, I wouldn't have paid double that. I could have used the other caravan as a massive studio, couldn't I then? Swap rooms, says Rachel. This room is too big, too small. I won't get the double bed in here, but I could move. My brother-in-law reckons he could move the board, but I just think that's a lot of hassle. It's not just a case of moving the board, is it? Then you've got to do the carpet, this, that and the other, and all that other business. I don't know. We have to just see how it plays out there. Heidi Young, you can get loads for your money in Lincolnshire. It is a beautiful countryside, just very flat. Yeah, do you not like that? I've got to say the flora between here and Berkshire is completely different, to the point of the smell as well. Like when I get out the car here, there's a certain smell, not unpleasant, nice smell. But there's always also a nice smell in Berkshire. I have to be honest, I think I prefer the smell in Berkshire because my house there is surrounded by pine trees. And you open the door, oh God, that smell when you first open the door. Of course, after a couple of minutes, you don't notice it because you get used to it, don't you? And you know, very different. As you're quite right, it's very flat here. Fields, lovely golden fields. I went for a lovely walk yesterday afternoon down by the river. Heidi, instead of going that way, sort of, you know, if you get to the bridge, turn right. I went left. And literally, you just follow the river. There's no path, no gravel on that side. And I didn't realise it went right round, and I carried on walking for about half an hour. Didn't bump into anyone. Wonderful. It was really, really nice. And of course, we've got the log cabins over there now. Some of those were going for special offer, weren't they, a little while ago? Still, I mean, when I say special offer, they were like 65 grand or something like that, which is a lot of money if you can't live there all year round, isn't it? If you could live there, it'd be a different thing altogether. I reckon that field would fill up very quickly if she was able to, if Sylvia was able to sell them for 12-month occupation, but we can only stay in them 10 months. Some people get around that. They buy, like, or they go on holiday for 2 months. You know, older people can do that. You know, if they're not working, they can just piss off to Spain for 2 months, like I was just saying to you. And some people have like tow around caravans or mini motorhomes, and for 2 months they just travel the country. It's not a bad life, is it really? Let's see. Ben's off now. Bye-bye, Ben. Go and get in the bath. Can we have a video of that, please, Ben? Can we have a video of you in the bath? Thanks ever so much. LaBelle, why are you whispering? They can't hear. Yes. No, incorrect, LaBelle. Incorrect. Insulation is really bad in these caravans. Believe me, they'll be able to hear the show. I have to be very careful what I say. Heidi, Peter and the Goats. I think it was Peter and the Goats. Is it Peter and the Goats? I think it was Swiss. Yes, it was Swiss. And Grandad, remember it well, the programme called Heidi. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Thank you. Adam remembers Heidi TV programme. Blonde Swedish girl. I wonder what she's doing now. Michael, are you going to Disney in the US or Paris? Paris. I did look at America, but it was a little bit it was a bit overpriced for me because it would be me, 2 other adults and 3 children. Which was quite expensive. A couple of years ago, it was actually cheaper to go to America. It was. For me, for one person, I would say go to America. But it was a large family, so large is 3 children and 2 parents, isn't it? It's quite a large family, so no, we're going to Euro Disney. All right, good morning to Paul and Lou. Paul and Lou, can I just give you your raffle ticket now, Paul, because we've already done them this morning. All right, 341. Paul and Lou. About 341 for you, Paul and Lou. Okay, and there we are. Heidi's granddad was a right miserable git, was it? I don't remember. I don't think I ever watched it, to be honest. I watched bits of it, but I wasn't really into that. One of the great old black and white things I used to watch and I used to love on a Saturday morning was Casey Jones. You remember? And the Cannonball Express. All about a train. Oh, there's Roy. Sorry, Roy. Let's get Roy out there as well. And then we'll close the raffle tickets then. And if you want one, you'll have to email into the show. Thank you. 342. Where is it? Roy Brownlow. My sister reckons I moan a lot. You ain't heard her. Her voice goes all high-pitched when she starts getting excited and moaning, doesn't it, sis? 342. Are you coming over this morning as well? I think my sister's coming over this morning. We're going to make loads of noise. Are you bringing any of the children over? That's all right, Roy. Do you remember the Red Hand Gang? Yes. Heidi, didn't you get haven't I done a ticket for you, Heidi? Oh, if you've asked for 2 tickets, I shall be very upset, dear. I think you've had one already. Don't be caught asking for 2 tickets. You get banned, love. Chris Cross, Tommy Flynn, Adrian, Matt Martins, Ian Day. Oh, I don't know. 343, Heidi. 1 minute. 343. There we are. There you go. All right. Morning, Paul Finicky. Morning, Paul. There we go. Right. That's it then. We've moved. Tickets done, aren't they? Now, what's on my bit of paper to tell you about? They're all going mad on Boris Johnson this morning, aren't they? Oh, dear, dear me. I wonder how that's going to play out. We'll see what happens with that one. They're going mad on the telly. Mad. Mad. You see, that's the beauty of being out here. You know, Lincolnshire, we're not bothered about all that bleeding politics stuff. Unless you put the news on and you get very upset there, don't you? Clarissa, not many people remember the Red Hand Gang. No, I don't. I don't remember that. I don't remember that. All right. Thank you, Heidi Young. Thank you, Heidi Young. I'm getting very confused because there's 2 Heidis this morning. Good morning, Timmy. Thank you for your comments there, Timmy. All right, my love. Yeah, weren't you doing something in hospital yesterday? Some sort of test or radioactive treatment? I can't remember what you were having there. Roy says, just realised, slept with the front door unlocked. I wouldn't worry about that, Roy, at your age, darling. No one's going to break in there. Now, listen, I'm going to make you some money here. Money is there to be made. All you need is a shovel. Yep. Get digging, boys and girls. BBC News last night. Metal detectors. Oh, that's a new word. Metal detectorists. Have you ever heard that word? Metal detectorists. That's the people that go around looking for metal. Find hoard of Norman coins in Somerset. Wow. A huge hoard of silver coins dating back to the aftermath of the Battle of Hastings. So probably Ray Reynolds, if you're still with us, you'll probably get one of these and Ray Reynolds' face will be on one of these. Without the wrinkles. That is saying something. Although, of course, with the old metal, it will look like it's still got the raffles, the wrinkles. A huge hoard of silver coins dating back to the aftermath of the Battle of Hastings has been found by a group of metal detectorists. Though they've not yet valued the 2,528 silver coins found in the Chew Valley, northeast Somerset, could be valued up to £5 million. Wow. Can you just imagine that? Going out and just digging, and then there's all these coins. £5 million. I could buy the entire caravan site and just have me and Heidi living on it. Heidi, what do you reckon on that, love? Lisa Grace and Adam Staples, who unearthed the bulk of the hoard, said, "We've been dreaming of this for 15 years, but it's finally come true." You see, you've got to keep doing it. Too many of these people, I bet half of you go out now and buy a little shovel, don't you? You start digging around on Wimbledon Common or somewhere like that. I don't know what the farmer would think if I started digging around in his field looking for coins. They've just cut down with the combine. I showed you the video yesterday, didn't I? They've just combine harvested the field in front of me there. My nephew's wife, I think it might have been her, saying when they do that, it disturbs very large spiders that come into houses. My sister, in my sister's house, they keep finding massive spiders in there at the moment. I haven't found any in here. I find little ones. The trouble is, you know, it's all very well. Oh, it's only a little one, leave it. They're like babies, dear. Babies, look at the size of some babies, dear. Well, that's what happens to spiders. Got to get rid of them as soon as you can see them, dear. Massive, great things they were. I've found little ones in here, and they immediately go outside. Or, bless me, Father, I have sinned, in a small piece of tissue paper and down the toilet. I'm sorry, I can't bear spiders. My younger nephew, Jimmy, he absolutely hates them. Absolutely is terrified of spiders. 22 years old, honestly. I am very easily confused, you know that, Heidi. LaBelle was in a production of Heidi the children's musical. Was that based on the same thing, was it? Yes, hang on a minute. If I remember right, Heidi was... It was a book, wasn't it? And the TV programme came from the book, if I remember rightly. Good morning to the Highlights Vault. Welcome to the show this morning. Beats looking for the Wombles, underground, overground, wombling free. The Wombles of Wimbledon, come on. We used to love that in the afternoon. Love the Wombles. Ray says perhaps the Ramonas could find their way into the Channel Tunnel and leave us. Yeah, you could herd them in. Boris and his mates, he could be like a dog, you know, running around the Ramonas and rounding them up and pushing them into the Channel Tunnel. Don't they moan? Have you watched them on the telly? They moan and they moan and they moan. Oh, I'm loving it. There you are. There's Timmy. My pre-assessment for new heart stents. Oh, okay. That's quite a normal operation now, isn't it, Tim? Heart stents. Is that where they push that little bit of like a springy metal thing into your tubes, into your veins or arteries or so, and then they let it go and it opens up and it releases whatever it is that's blocking it. I think that's right. A few weeks off after that, spinal surgery. The joys of getting older. Oh, tell me about it, Tim. You know my back's gone about 5 times now. Literally, not doing anything. Literally, the last time was only a couple of weeks ago. It seems to be happening sort of once every 9 months, which I suppose I can put up with that, really. But it's so painful. It's funny, as I'm sitting here now, you think, well, what could possibly go wrong with your back? And then I might bend over, literally, just to do something or pick something up, and it just goes. And then that's it. That's it. For a week, minimum of a week of pain and suffering. A little bit like you do when you're watching this programme, my darling. Pain and suffering, that's what we want. Shania just had the embarrassment moment of the postman knocking on the door and the door jammed. Couldn't unlock it. Managed in the end. You're lucky he waited. Lucky he waited. Most of them have been gone. I swear some of those, not the post office. I've actually got quite a lot of time for the post office. I think they do a wonderful job. And the fact that all these other companies were able to come in and cream off the profits is the reason why your prices have gone up. It's quite expensive to send a letter now, isn't it? Nearly £1 now to send a blooming letter. The reason that is because they've lost all the stuff that makes them big profit. All the businesses have gone to whoever, you know, DHL or someone like that. That's why. But often some of these delivery people, I don't think they even knock. They just put the card through the door. Heidi Oliver, did you give me a ticket? Yes. Are you not paying attention? I bet I've given you bloody 2 now. Yes, I did. She's not paying attention. You moaned, so I did 1. Where is it now? I'm not looking now. I've got a ticket. This is full of tickets here. You watch the show back and double check, darling. All right. It was several books, the Heidi thing. Yes. There were several musicals. I didn't know that the one I was in was funny for me, being the only person of colour that seems to live in the Swiss mountains. Yeah, but your colour is irrelevant, LaBelle. You are an actor or an actress. That's it. That's, in my eyes, you're just a colour. Sorry, you're just an actress. Just a colour. Yeah, green. Actually, there's a good question for you, boys and girls. If you were whatever colour you are, doesn't matter what colour you are, what colour would you like to be? Would you like to be an unusual colour, like luminous green or something like that? I think I'd like to be. What colour would I like to be? I think. Would that be great if we had colourful people walking around? I think I'd like to be like a blue colour. Like what sort of blue? See that the blue in the darker blue. See that there? I'd like to be that colour. What colour would you like to be? Who would like to be a different colour? Well, I'd like to be blue. Colours of the rainbow, yeah? Clarice would like to be purple. Heidi, Dayglow pink. Heidi Oliver, yeah, I can see you as Dayglow pink. I love that. The only person of colour that lives in the Swiss mountains. That is hilarious. Oh, thank you for making me laugh. There's not been much that has made me laugh over the last 24 hours. I'm telling you that now. Honestly, well done, LaBelle. Absolutely well done. Oh, you've lifted my spirits with that comment. All right. Rachel says my daughter has scoliosis of the spine. I don't know what that is, Rachel. Tell me what that is, love. That's all right, Heidi. Ian's off work 6 months late from spinal surgery. Yeah, that's very it must be very intricate to do spinal surgery because you've got all those kind of, what are they, wires, you know, nerves going down the spinal column to other parts of your body, haven't you? See if I have to have a spinal cage fitted at a later date. Wow, okay. LaBelle, not in a show that takes place in the Victorian era of the Swiss Alps. I want to be Magneta. Yeah, that's a nice colour, isn't it? Magneta, like that reddy. Yeah, do you know I was going to say that? Magneta. I was going to say that. Timmy. Timmy's operation is simple enough, a bit risky when you've had 2 heart attacks already. Yeah, but that's to stop the heart attacks, isn't it? Yeah, you must get it done, my darling. But they won't do my spine without the stents first because of the anaesthesia. What is that, anaesthetic? Are you a bit funny with that? Or my mate had a funny turn with that. Yes. Yeah, when he came round from it, he was like shouting and screaming at everyone. Apparently a bad reaction to the anaesthetic, which happens apparently. Curvature of the spine. Thank you, Clarice. Well, I didn't know what that was. Curved spine. Heidi Oliver's got that as well. So there we are. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel, as well. All right. So there you go, gang. Get digging for those coins. And as I advise you, don't, you know, if you find £5 million worth of coins, let me know. Share's share. Be share. But if you don't want to dig for coins, there's another way of getting some money. Oh, yes. This is the program that makes you money, you know. Pigeons. 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 In the Metro this morning, a story posted actually at the end of last week. Network Rail was paid out £28,000. What can you do with £28,000, eh? 28... Get some insulation for the caravan, dear. 28,000. Who wants to pay for insulation? Anyway, Network Rail paid out £28,000 after a passenger possibly slipped, and I quote there, on pigeon poo at Paddington Station. Unbelievable. Details of the incident at the West London station. Is Paddington West London? I thought it was more central, really. Details of the incident at the West London station, in which the victim hurt their leg, were revealed in response to a Freedom of Information request by the BBC. A total of more than £950,000 was paid out by Network Rail for 290 claims over the past 5 years for slips, trips and falls, resulting in a compensation claim at the compensation claims at the 20 stations it manages in England and Scotland, and in some instances this included money towards the claimant's legal costs. The largest single payer amount was £40,000 after a passenger slipped on some liquid and landed heavily on their right hip at London's Charing Cross. You see, I've got to be honest with you, some other accidents here. Someone slipped on an uneven service while walking towards a train at Euston, £17,000. A large puddle of water caused a passenger to slip while crossing a bridge at Leeds Station, £10,000 they got. A passenger slipped on a discarded tomato sauce on the concourse at London's Liverpool Street, hurting their wrist and both knees. They got £66,000. Gosh, sorry, £6,000. I don't go along with this claim stuff all the time. You know, if you bloody well looked where you were going, you wouldn't have slipped over. That's the thing. I know how are train stations supposed to keep on and spot everyone that spills a bit of tomato sauce, or catch every single pigeon that just happens to have a little poo over on the station? I don't go along with this claim thing at all. I've hurt myself on occasions, you know, through no fault of my own, other than not looking where I was going. And it has to be said, you know, looking at all these things here, passengers slipped, large puddle of water, slipped on. Well, you should look where you're bloody well going then, shouldn't you? Remember that money they've paid out, that comes from tickets. Your ticket prices will go up slightly to make up for this. It's all part of the money, you know. I've never gone along with this. I'm sorry, you know, some people are just grab all the time of these money things there. Clarissa, it was bear poo. It possibly was bear poo. So Paddington is indeed classed as West London. Well, I didn't know that. I always thought it was more central London, Paddington there. They got public liability insurance, says Steve Hart. Good morning, Steve. But yes, I see. So it doesn't come out the sales, but still, you know, all this claiming all the time, I don't know. Now, as we're on the subject, this is just a story I've literally just spotted now, so I haven't read it first, so excuse me if it doesn't go too well. As we're talking about medical things there, this is interesting. This has just literally appeared now at 9 o'clock on the Daily Mail website. Look at this. A tiny worm-like... Tim, if you're still with us, you'll want to hear this. Probably too early for you to have it. A tiny worm-like robot has been developed to treat stroke patients by clearing blood vessel blockages and delivering drugs directly into the brain. How clever is that? Often in the newspapers and on the television, they only talk about technological things which are another way to kill us. You know, whether it be killing robots or bombs or nuclear, this, that and the other, missiles. And it's nice to see technology being used to help people. This robot is 0.5 millimetre wide. Oh, it says the 0.5 millimetre wide wire is driven through the body using magnetic fields which can be computer controlled from outside the room. Although yet it hasn't been tested on a human patient, engineers have proved its functions on a miniature obstacle course and in a life-size model of the brain. They hope one day it will be used to treat people with life-threatening bleeding or blockages in the brain and speed up therapy to save vital moments. What a clever thing. And there's a picture of this, actually. There's a picture. And it's a moving picture in the Daily Mail this morning. And it does look like a worm. And where the is it arteries or I don't know what it is, you know, them things in the vein, in the brain, and it's moving through there. And when it gets to somewhere that's like a curve, it curves. Very clever. Scientists at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Boston, not the Boston here in the UK, developed the minuscule snake-like robot, which is a few centimetres long. It's made of a flexible mix of nickel and titanium and coated with a lubricating hydrogel, which helps it to slip through the tight tubes. Have you got tight tubes? I used to have tight tubes. Not tight anymore. Never mind. Stop it. It can carry drugs to the site of the brain. What a clever thing. The devices could reduce the time it takes for doctors to clear a blockage in the brain in the event of a stroke. The quicker the stroke patient gets treatment, the better the chances of survival. My father had a stroke. I think he had a couple of strokes, actually. The first one he recovered from. I never forget, in the hospital, it was a specialist stroke unit in... Oh, it was down the A3, Maudsley? Might have been the Maudsley, somewhere near Wimbledon, I think it was. A stroke place near Wimbledon. And my father was in there, it's a long time ago, it must be 30 years now. And I was in the hospital when the nurse came round and was visiting him. I think it was with Mum as well. And the nurse came round and I said, "Can I make you more comfortable?" And he said, "That's okay, my son's over there, he'll do that for me." And that was a lovely moment, that was. I've always remembered that, what he said there. Wonderful, wonderful. Chris, it wasn't me, and I was born in Paddington. We were born at the wrong time, Chris. Could have got down there and got some money for slipping on pigeon poo, dear. All right, shall we do one more story then? Let's see, one more story. What the world will look like in 50 years' time. What do you want to see in the world in 50 years' time, eh? What do you want to see there? Rachel said, "Stop talking about tubes. It's my smear test today." I'll post a video, Rachel. We'll watch that later. Oh I don't think that's something I want to see, to be honest. What do you want to see in the world in 50 years' time? Will we be there? No, if they keep cutting down the bloody Brazilian rainforest, we won't run out of air. I've already bought several bottles of air in case we run out, you know. Waitrose should be doing those bottles of air. In the Mail Online, it says, underwater highways, hoverboard-based sports and holidays in space are some of the upcoming revelations which will be commonplace in 50 years' time, a new report on the future of technology has predicted. The report also predicts the mass-scale production of 3D printed organs. Implants to monitor our health and self-cleaning homes will be key parts of everyday life. How fantastic! 3D printed organs. So, you know, with the luck that the cancer of whatever hasn't spread, let's just take the kidneys. Oh, you've got cancer on the kidney. They cut one out, print another one and insert it into your body. They'll be able to do that one day. While we're alive, I don't know. We don't know how far ahead they are in these things, do we? How fantastic. You know, so it's not all doom and gloom for your children or your children's children. Sometimes I look at my great nephews and great nieces and I thought, what world are we leaving for you, you know? There certainly won't be all this plastic around. I don't think there'll be all the plastic around. The oceans are all choking up, the air, everything. They've got to deal with all that. Well, sometimes you read these things and you're thinking, oh, actually, it's not, perhaps it's, you know, will they find a way around these things? I'd like to see flying cars, you know, being able to fly over traffic and things like that. Clean, electrically driven ones, you know. The predictions have been compiled by a group of academics, including Tech UK. And it goes on. The report's been commissioned by Samsung to mark the opening of Samsung KX, the technologies firm's new experience space and retail store in King's Cross, London. Ooh, which will host tech tutorials, health and well-being sessions and other classes. Called Samsung KX50, the future in focus, it suggests that by 2069, transport will have been revolutionised with underwater tube transport systems in use between the UK, mainland Europe and other regions, where high-speed pods transport travellers between some countries in less than an hour. We've already seen this tube, haven't you, that Elon, is it Elon or Eton? Elon Musk has in, I think, San Francisco, where you go and sit in this pod. They're working on it at the moment, and you fire through this pod at enormous speeds. It's not like sitting on a train now. I think you like that, and you're just like one row of people being fired down there. Flying taxis and buses will be used in urban areas to cut congestion, while more long-distance travel will involve reusable rockets flying in the upper atmosphere and at high speed, cutting travel of time between London and New York to under 30 minutes, the report suggests. And it's got a few pictures that have been made by artists of this of some of these wonderful things there. That's just brilliant. So here we go. The top predictions for the future by tech. What do you want to see in 50 years' time? Anyone saying anything there? Good morning to Weird City Citizen. Good morning to you. Clarissa says, don't know, I'll probably be ruling hell by then. Logan Star. Already made a flying car, says Rachel. Yeah, I always, you know, when the drones came along, I always thought that would be the basis of a flying car, you know, with the fans all around you. And I think that's been made, hasn't it? Clarissa, my fella's a bus driver and he gets his own on. He gets there on time. Good morning, Christina Ewing. Morning. Underground highways, they reckon. Underwater highways, a subsonic tube transport system created as a sealed tube system that is travelling using pods, enable connections between the UK and mainland Europe, as I mentioned, and as far as Scandinavia in under an hour. Imagine that, getting to Scandinavia in under an hour. You try and get across London in an hour. No chance, mate. Underground skyscrapers. Yes. So-called earth scrapers, inverted skyscrapers which burrow downwards for many stories into the ground, enabling the withstanding of earthquakes. I don't think I'd want to be in one of those in an earthquake under the ground, would you? Well, that would worry me. Self-cleaning homes. At the press of a button, homes will self-clean when you leave the house or when you're asleep, and that's all right, isn't it, lads? Won't need a lady to clean the house then. And ladies, you won't need to clean houses. Just push a button, cleans itself. Space hotels. Holidays in space in which the space hotels orbit the moon or other planets, generating their own gravity. We've got 3D printed organs. High street insect burger takeaways. Yeah. You'll be at a range of shops, range of restaurants, like McDonald's, but insect burgers. Would you eat one of those? An insect burger. Flying buses and taxis, body implants that monitor our health and translate any language. That would be great, wouldn't it? Quidditch-style aerial sports matches on hoverboards. Interactive movies. Well, we've already got those. Netflix has been doing some interactive movies, haven't they? Physically taking part in what we watch as well via VR. So you'll be able to join in. Wouldn't that be great? The latest Star Trek film, and you're able to sit on the whatever the spaceship is, the USS Enterprise or whatever it is. You'll be able to sit there and join in with the film. Weird City says, I want to see AI robots like in that Will Smith movie. Yeah. How fantastic. So the future isn't as bad as you think, is it, eh? All right. Okie doke, gang. Let's do today's birthdays for you. A show of mixed emotions today, don't you think? A show of mixed emotions there. Happy birthday today to Jeree Anderson. Good morning, Jeree. Happy birthday to you on this Thursday, the 29th of August 2019. Happy birthday to Shaun Lee Brett Barker, 29 years old today. Good morning, Shaun. Happy birthday. Adam Atz Frith. Good morning. 33 years old today. Peregrine. Good morning, Peregrine. Ponsonby Farfar, 47 years old today. And Phil Steybar, who is a massive Eurovision fan, has been to the Eurovision Song Contest many times in various different countries. Happy birthday to you, Phil. Ooh. You're not getting that music, are you? Why are we not getting that music? Aha. It's okay. I've spotted something not on. There we are. Let's try this again. Nope. Why are you not getting that music? What's that there? Volume bar. Okay, let's try this. No. We're not getting any music here. Oh, sorry, that was loud, weren't it? There we are. I found it. I found the problem. 1 minute, 1 minute. Let's do it again. Is that going to work? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Got there in the end, didn't we? Got there in the end. Roy says, Jeree Anderson, didn't he do Thunderbirds? He certainly did. We love Thunderbirds. All right, that's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much. If you're in the northeast of the country, I'll be hosting karaoke tonight every Thursday. That's at Silhouette Bar in Cleethorpes, just up from the seafront there, okay? Silhouette Bar, Thursday night karaoke starting at 9 o'clock tonight in Cleethorpes. All right, boys and girls, have a lovely, lovely day today. Thank you so much for joining us on this programme today. As I say, a show of very mixed emotions tonight. And, I want to thank LaBelle for making me laugh today, because I had nothing to laugh about yesterday, let me tell you that. Nothing at all. Thank you so much, LaBelle, for making me laugh today. And I'd like to dedicate this programme to a very, very dear friend of mine, Mary, who we lost yesterday morning in the early hours of the morning yesterday. Mary, karaoke queen, non-Irish Mary from Ireland, Mary Warren, karaoke queen, who we lost yesterday morning, the 28th of August. May you rest in peace, Mary. I love you.